And let's go live now to the Sunshine Coast. Joining me is Liberal MP Andrew Wallace. Andrew, good to see you. Where are things at where you are right now? How's it looking where you are?
Danica, do you remember that View ad where they get stranded on the island and they say, we've got a tropical cyclone coming, apparently? Well, kind of got blue skies here at the moment, which is a bit of a break. But look, it's pretty windy. We're just experiencing the lull before the storm, I think. There's no doubt that it's on its way. It was pretty windy overnight, and I'm sure it'll get windier as the cyclone approaches.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks sunny out there now, Andrew, but I was reading earlier that the Sunshine Coast, where you are, is facing more than 200 millimetres of rain after the tropical cyclone hits. So how are people preparing for this? Because it's not just the storm, is it? It's also the aftermath.
Yeah, look, I was driving around Caloundra and particularly Golden Beach yesterday morning, just having a look and seeing how the preparations for homes were going, particularly down at the water. And surprisingly, some homes weren't sandbagged. Many were, but some weren't. So I think some people are taking this absolutely seriously, and others are less so. So that's a bit of a shame. Clearly, we've had some more rescues here on the Sunshine Coast here today out at Mooloolaba. There are still people entering the water, which is just absolute madness. Not only are they putting their own lives at risk, but when they put their hand up, they're expecting someone to come out and get them and putting that person's life at risk as well. So stay out of the water.
Yeah, good and very simple advice, absolutely. Now, look, obviously, Andrew, that the focus is on the tropical cyclone, but what does this mean for an election being called? It had been expected the Prime Minister would get up Sunday or Monday, perhaps, and call it for April 12. Should he still do so?
Well, I think the answer to that is obviously it just depends on the extent of the damage throughout South East Queensland. If the damage is, as we expect, going to be fairly widespread and significant, well, I think he'd be a fool to do so. But, I just don't know how this bloke thinks anymore. So he would certainly be broadly and widely condemned if there is wide-scale damage to people's homes and public infrastructure, and he calls an election. As much as we want the election over and done with so we can boot him out, there's a little bit of electioneering going on at the moment, which has been really disappointing. Look, we've got to put people first, put politics to the side. We've got to put people through this time, and we can worry about the politics later. So I think it will really depend upon the extent of the damage over the next few days.
Yeah, all right. Well, we will find out, I'm sure, in the coming days. Liberal MP Andrew Wallace, appreciate you joining us on the show.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.